Raising a puppy. When to start and how. The education of the puppy is the key to its evolution. A well-educated little pooch will make an adult dog that is obedient and pleasant to live with. It is essential to teach him the right basics from an early age, but on the condition of using the right methods. How to educate a puppy. When to start and what gestures to teach him. Our answers in this file. Why should a puppy be trained? The education of the puppy is an essential stage in his life, because it conditions his development and the behavior he will adopt in adulthood, just like his character. The earlier the education begins, the better the dog learns and grows in good conditions. It is during its first months of existence that the whole life of the animal is forged. Educating your puppy does not in any way mean violence, severity and punishment. All it takes is a good dose of firmness and kindness, sprinkled with treats to achieve a good result. If some large dogs need to be educated to avoid any invasive behavior, others will require reframing to avoid drifts, still others good socialization to limit the risk of aggression and fear, and some small doggies have need to learn how to channel their energy and curb their urge to bark at all times, when it's not to teach them to stop the whims that sometimes push them to take revenge in case of dissatisfaction. Just as we educate a child to teach him to grow well, we must educate a puppy to give him the keys to good behavior throughout his life. If his mother teaches him a good part of the good gestures, it is up to the master to take over. When to start puppy training. The education of the puppy must begin as early as possible, that is to say as soon as it arrives in its new home, from the age of 2 months. From the beginning and every day, your animal must understand and learn what it has the right to do and what it does not have the right to do, but also what you expect of it. The keys to a fulfilling life with your dog are to be asked as soon as possible and must be constantly reminded by including them in the daily routine. This is the best way to show the puppy the procedure to follow and the good habits to adopt. Including them in normality makes them universal and natural rules. Be careful, however, not to fall into the opposite excess. A puppy learns and plays. Like a child, he tests, he tries, he succeeds and sometimes he stumbles, he makes mistakes and mistakes. It is a natural behavior that contributes to his learning. The animal is naturally playful and can cause some small disasters, voluntarily or not. Do not always come to punishment, it is better to show him the right gestures and remind him of what he must, can do and cannot do. A good education is based on benevolence and reward, never on punishment and violence. Like a child, the puppy needs time to acquire certain habits well. It is therefore necessary to be tolerant and patient and not to hesitate to show him the right gestures several times. What are the essential points that form the basis of a good education? The hierarchy. Above all, it is essential never to compromise on the hierarchy. If it is natural for the puppy to be playful, overflowing with joie de vivre and inclined to do a few silly things, he must not forget that you are his master. Education must be well dosed in firmness to impose the limits from the beginning. If your dog feels like he's in a dominant position, he's at high risk of becoming an out-of-control adult. It's up to you to impose yourself as the model to listen to and respect. To do this, consider rewarding good behavior, never bad ones, and not hitting your pet. Learning the limits. From its first weeks of life, the puppy's mother taught it a few rules and laid down certain prohibitions, such as biting. A dog shows her little one that he has done wrong by grabbing him by the scruff of the neck. This is a technique you can use as well, being careful not to hurt him. A simple, painless pinch, without lifting the animal from the ground, is enough to show it that you don't agree and stop it. No need to risk hurting him. You can also show him your disapproval by taking his toy away or not giving him your attention for a few minutes. He will understand that he has done wrong. The punishment should not go beyond this stage. Socialization. You must impose yourself as his master, but also teach your animal to integrate into the family unit. This step is also essential so that your puppy feels confident in the circle formed by his home, that he respects its members and becomes attached to it, but also so that he learns to socialize and accept others. Even if your pooch is naturally a guard dog, it is important that he does not perceive any intruder as a danger, otherwise he will be aggressive or fearful towards your visitors. Simple gestures and orders. Slowly teach your puppy to follow simple commands. Be patient and don't wear it out unnecessarily. No more than 10 minutes a day so that he doesn't see this learning as a chore. Choose a simple word and always use it for the same order. For example, to teach him to lie down, do not say, lie down. Then other times, go to bed, sleep, etc. One word per order. So start by teaching him the basic orders: sit, lie down, stand up, stand by, stay still, no, stop. For him to learn them, make sure your pet is quiet, attentive and not distracted by his environment. Avoid noise and the outside.